Hello folks and welcome to this video. I'm going to keep this one very brief, much like with yesterday's one. And much like with yesterday, I'm going to talk for a few minutes about the sadly late Breen. Because I'm still seeing more and more tributes going into him and more and more people talk about him. It's been around the sporting world and not just the sporting world as well, but in terms of motorsports, I've not only seen all of the WRC tributes for Formula One, E, some from the FIA itself. And it's made me think a bit more as well. I think it's really tough for fans to contemplate something like 10 o'clock back over 3 months and the tragic passing of Kevin Block. This is the thing about rallying, and I don't think you see it as much in other sports or other motorsports. I'd argue probably endurance and GT racing's the next closest ones, and then the club level stuff. You see a real network, a real family. I think a good example of that is the responses you've seen from people such as M Sport. People like Rich Milner, Malcolm Wilson, people who've been there for years. Tributes they've had to Ken and now to Craig, and stories they share. And in many ways, both of them, they were fantastic athletes who brought something else to the world stage. When you think about it, Ken not only was like the kind of social media guru, he also did something that very few other rally drivers do, and Craig Breen's one of them. I think WRC mentioned this in their tribute, and Richard David Evans did as well. The kind of encyclopedic knowledge of rallying, in particular world rallying, people you'd think of as right up there would be the likes of Craig Breen. And typically, if you put a close second, it'd be Jari Latvala. You can say the same of Ken as well. Ken was able to go, oh yeah, this was from this event here, even if it's he'd never been to. With Craig, he'd gone to all of these different events, competing in all these different cars. It reminds me a lot of my favourite F1 drivers for that as well, Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, the big thing we to reflect on when it comes to Craig is mindset and the attitude that he had. Be open, to be honest with yourself and outward, to enjoy yourself and have fun, be happy. So for me as a fan, I'm not somebody who was part of his family, not somebody who's part of his team. I'm just a super fan who was fortunate enough to interact with him a couple of times back in 2020. See him compete back in 2019. But as so many of them have been saying their tributes, such as Chris Meek, for example, Andreas Mikkelsen, Gus Greensmith, Pierre Lulube. They've been saying he woke up and he was doing what he did for a dream job and he was happy. That's, I think, as fans, one of the things we need to remember the sadness and the hurt of those are people who we enjoy seeing what they're doing and following their adventures, like Ken, like Craig. They were doing what made them happy. I think that's a big reflection we need to take from all. It's been really lovely to see people coming in and responding to today's video. For me, I just wanted to say something. But thank you. That's to you lot for tuning in, the wider motorsport community. For anybody else who knew of Craig. I know for me as a young half Irishman who happened to have the same initials, he was as inspirational to me as someone like Burnsy, who grown up less than an hour away from where I've grown up. Felt like a hometown hero to everybody, and yeah, let's just carry on living in his memory and preaching the messages that he did. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope I'll see you around.